Let me just start the recording. Okay, so the first training today is Telephone Network Marketer Pro. Now, very often I was asked, what do we say when we call people? How do we sponsor people over the phone, etc. So this training is long overdue, but I'm happy to finally get around to do it, and hopefully you will get some good value out of this training. Okay, so the first thing most people will come across when they're making telephone calls and when they're trying to sponsor people over the telephone is fear. And what you must understand that fear is false evidence appearing real. So whatever you think, most of the time it's not true. So you're worried, you're terrified, etc. about calling other people, about them having some preconceptions about you or your business. And most of the time it's just all in your head, really. So we all gone through that, sharpening your pencils and getting your table tidy and all that, except doing the only thing you need to do, which is calling people. So how do you get people to call? Some people buy leads, some people prospect and then follow up on those people. This depends, on what you actually do. But most people are feeling stressed when they call people, and the biggest thing that most people are afraid of is losing people's interest whilst on the call, or basically being rejected, being hung up on by people. So one of the best ways I found doing the phone calls and learning how to do them is actually listening in on someone else doing the call. And I've done that with my team members as well, where I would call the prospects for them and they would sit next to me and listen in on how I do it. And then once I've done a couple of calls, we can do one each. So I do one, my team member does one, I do one, my team member does one. And once they've done a couple of calls, they understand that this is not something to be terrified of. So the more you do it, the better you become at it. So pretty much everybody I know were horrible when they first started on the phone, and then as the time goes, they became better and better and better at it. So this is what happens, but you should not get discouraged. Now, there's a lot of psychology to using your phone and prospecting people over the phone. So the first thing you must understand that it's all about getting inside prospect's head. So when you're making that phone call, when you're speaking to that prospect, it doesn't matter whether they came from the advertisement, whether somebody referred them to you, whether they found your business card somewhere, etc. What you need to find out is what is driving them. So why are they your prospect at all? Why would they join your business? And if they are a good prospect, then you've got something they really need. So but only if they are a good prospect, because if they are not a good prospect, then whatever you're going to offer to them is not something they're looking for. So you always need to find out if they are a prospect first of all. And what makes them look at the business or the products at this particular time. So again, you always need to find this out. Don't go on a 2-hour babble, on straight away to your business opportunity, to your marketing plan and 10 million levels. What you need to do first is ask questions. So what is it about them that led you to believe that they would be a good prospect? So if you are calling them and they are not calling you, for some, if you, for example, got their business card from somewhere, etc. So then, what is it about them that led you to believe that they would be a good prospect or that they would be interested in your business? And you need to confirm that. As soon as you start talking to them, you need to confirm that they are looking for something, and we'll come to that in a moment. So there is this myth of success that holds a lot of people back and makes them not to do the phone calls. They start thinking that, oh, but that person is making a lot of money already, or they are very, very respected, or they have a prestigious, position or a good job, but and that thinking that, they've already got what they need. How can you know what that person needs? There's no way you can know that unless you ask them. So never disqualify a prospect before you talk to them, before you ask the right questions. Instead, people very often end up looking for wrong people, for people that are broke, etc. So who don't have a job or whatever, and sometimes there's a reason why they're in a position they are right now. So what you need to think about all of those successful people, and sometimes I call those people, our chicken list, because people very often will put those people on the chicken list because they would be scared of calling them, offering them the business. But what you need to think is, what is the price they are paying to maintain that success? Very often in a traditional job, people might have, great cars, great houses, £100,000 a year salaries, etc. But in a traditional job, success comes as a very, very high cost. Usually with 60, 70 hours a week. I know of people who have really, really good jobs, but they're spending anywhere up to 90 hours a week working, so they're basically living at the job. So even though they have the money, they have, the good things that, we all strive for, they haven't got a life really to go along with that. So you have to pretend that you are hiring people for your own 100,000, or 1 million, pound company. You wouldn't employ broke and desperate people for your own company, would you? You would need to find the most successful people for your organization. So why do it otherwise when you prospecting people for a network marketing business? So what you need to be looking is, the winners, the best people that you can find for your business. And if they are in fantastic position, if they are making a lot of money already, great, fantastic. These are the people you want in your business because they will be ambitious, they will be doing the business, So what you need to do then, is offer them a bigger incentive package. So for most people who are in a traditional job, more time will be your advantage. You'll say, look, fair play, you're making a lot of money in your job, but you could be making same or even more money with half amount of time you're putting into this job, and doing that from home, and when you feel like it, not when your boss tells you to. And also, usually people at the jobs, they'll get good income, but that will be pretty much it. Whereas in a firm, we know that we've got cars, we've got holidays, we've got other incentives. So for people that are, reward oriented and that like to be recognized, the fact that they can achieve as much as they want, that there is no ceiling to the money they can earn, that they can get cars, holidays, etc., it'll be a big motivation. So how do we identify potential prospects then? Well, who do I know that needs to hear about this? This is what you need to be thinking. Who do I know that needs to hear about this business? And we know that we are in sorting process. So we are looking for business builders. This is the first type of people you're looking for. You're looking for business builders. So you are there to interview them. And I cannot say, I cannot emphasize it more. Every time you're calling a prospect, this is an interview. And they need to understand that this is an interview. It is not them interviewing you, it is you interviewing them. So you are guiding the conversation. You are asking the right questions, and we will come to the questions you should be asking. And, we get to pick who are we going to be working with. So you need to understand that it is you who is in charge of the call, it is you who's interviewing them. And you need to be sorting people who are not right for your business. So as soon as you're on the call, by asking the right questions, you will see if the person is actually the right person for your business. And very often they won't be, and that's okay too. So people who have a lottery mentality, they are not right for your business, who are looking for the get-rich scheme. Everybody wants to be making money, but do they want to make that money overnight? Because if they do, there's nothing you can help them. It takes work, persistence, working smart, working hard in this business. So do they understand that? Ask them, do you understand what it will take in order to succeed in this business? And you mustn't forget that if you sponsor the wrong person, they will be leaving faster than they are coming. And I know that sometimes people feel like, oh, oh, I'm desperate for people, I will sponsor anybody. It doesn't matter, as long as they, are happy to sign the registration form, I'm on it. I need everybody in my business, but you don't. Why? Because I know it feels good to sponsor people, but it is not necessarily good for you. Lots of things feel good, but they're not healthy for you. And we know about all of that, So it is exactly the same in this business. Even though it does feel really, really good to get the person signed up, maybe, to get them to buy the sample kit, etc. But if they're not a right person, then you're going to be wasting a lot of your time and energy. Because at the end of the day, when you sponsor somebody, you have that emotional energy wasted when they stop responding to your calls, when they stop doing, what you tell them to do, when they don't come to events, and this is all because you chose the wrong person, and you're calling them week in, week out, you're trying to push them to come to presentations, to trainings, etc., and they don't do that, and this is why, you get so frustrated with the business, so you're excited there, and nothing happens. So it's the worst thing that can happen. And time wasted really hurts too, The one thing you cannot afford to lose is time. Because imagine if you spend half a year working on somebody, training them, teaching them, etc., and then they just quit, because it doesn't feel right for them or whatever, So the person that you work with, you invest emotionally, and you invest your time, So you need to choose the right person, because your time is the most valuable thing, So if you are about to invest in somebody, make sure that it's the right person. So you need to quickly rule out if the person is sincere, or and if they have a real genuine desire to strive, and succeed, or are they just curious and looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. Also, we need to find these right people, and what you need to determine is, do I have somebody who's right for this business over here, and through these questions you will realize that, if not, you have to let them go. As hard as that sounds, I know, when you first start, you want everybody to be in your business, but you will have to let some of them go. And don't worry about it. Don't be, reluctant that, but I've got this person, I'd rather sign them and just see how it turns out. You will be just wasting your time. If you see right away that this is not a right person to your business, best to let them go. So you're looking for that desire to be a business owner. Has that person got it? And you can't give that desire to somebody by dragging them to the business opportunity meetings, shoving books at them, or, trying to, impose your agenda onto them. If they haven't got what it takes, if they haven't got the attitude, if they haven't got the mindset, then, you will be just wasting a lot of your time and energy on them. So if you want this business for them more than they wanted it themselves, you have a problem. And I know I've been in that situation where I wanted this business more for them than they wanted it themselves. So people might be held back. One of the biggest things is fear of failure. People will say, oh, I don't know if I can do it, etc. So the thing that they will not be able to become successful, and very often people will think about that. They'll say, oh, but I don't know if I'll be good at this. I've never done this before, etc. And a lot of people are afraid of trying. And we know that the surest way of to fail is never try something, because if you don't try something, you will definitely fail at it. So buying a sample kit and putting it under in a cupboard under the sink, is not gonna help you to succeed in this business. So obviously you need to give it a go. And I know that I will fail to begin with, but that's okay. This is the sort of attitude you need to carry across to people, and you need to say, look, I know that a lot of the things when you're first going to try, you will fail at it, and it's okay. What you need to understand is it's okay to not sponsor 100% of people. It's okay not to sell 100% of the time. It's okay to fail when you begin, because you're learning. But some people are actually afraid of being successful too. And as crazy as it might sound, some people are, because success brings change, and some people are animals of habit. They cannot bear any change in their life. And even though they say, out loud that I want to become rich, I want to become wealthy, I want to become financially free, the idea of their life changing completely terrifies them. The idea of not having to go to work at all, of depending on this not guaranteed commission income. Some people, even though they put a brave face, it actually terrifies them, not knowing what will happen. So some people will actually compromise their own efforts in this business. And sometimes these fears will pop up after you've sponsored somebody, and that's okay too. So you will not 100% of the time will be able to tell if the person has those fears before you sponsor them, but it's okay if they come up later. It's okay. So the mindset then, forget about things like do me a favor and look at this info. No. You are doing them a favor by giving them the info, by letting them in on this secret club that we have. So forget about them doing you a favor. You are doing them a favor. And they are not joining your business. They are joining you. So you have to be perceived as a leader who will provide value to them. And in order to do that, you have to have posture. Now, this training will be a lot about posture, and it is really, really important. And it's a must, especially when you telephone sponsoring people. So it's the expression of leadership qualities that you need to have when you're talking to someone. And posture is not at all that difficult to exercise. You have posture already when it comes to certain topics. So you might say, well, but I haven't got that confidence, I haven't got that posture in FM, in my business, etc. But you have it already in other areas of your life. Imagine if somebody comes to your house and start dictating you how to raise your children. And you will straight away have posture. You'll go, whoa, hang on a second. You are my house. You're teaching me how I should be talking to my children, etc. You'll have attitude. You'll have posture. You'll have confidence right away. Because how can this be? How can somebody come and tell you what to do in your own house, etc. So exactly the same way you have to build that posture in this business. So when you're marketing this prospect, posture comes into play via questions that you ask. So you will be asking questions. The whole thing is an interview, and the interview is all about asking questions. So you are the one asking questions, not them. Because you are paying for the call at the end of the day, so you have to be in control of it. And one of the sayings that I really like, it's either your way or it is highway. If they don't like your way, they're off the call. Because the person asking the questions at the beginning of the call especially must be you. You must remember that every prospect is first a suspect. So it's a suspect before the prospect. They're not a prospect right away. First you need to find out if they are a prospect really for your business. So you want to establish as soon as possible if they're a right person for your business. If not, you should be off the phone as fast as possible. You heard me within the last couple of webinars talking about really, really successful people in this business and people who making millions of dollars every year in network marketing industry. And those people started off by doing anywhere from 100 to 1,000 calls a week. In order to make that sort of amount of calls, you need to be establishing right away if the person is right for your business. If you talking half an hour with every single prospect who is not even close to being right for this business, you're wasting your time, you're wasting their time, and you're wasting your effort. So you are looking for winners only. This is what you're looking for. Why get somebody who is completely wrong for this business and try and make them into a winner when you can actually sponsor winners right away? So there will be some hard and difficult prospects. People who go, oh, wait a minute. What is this all about? Get to the point. Whatever. And you mustn't allow this. You mustn't allow this rudeness to come into the call. So reply to that would be something like, Tom, what this is about, it is about me interviewing you to see if your dreams qualify my time. You have to be very direct and very honest with people. You haven't got any time to lose. At the end of the day, you're here to build a business. You're not here to socialize with people or make friends. So you are here to to tell them, to ask the questions that you need to ask, and if they don't qualify, they're out. So the prospect has to get it together, because there's no other, there can't be any other way, only your way, and they must understand that. So another thing would be, Dave, this is an interview, and I'm calling to interview you and to see if you're somebody who would be worth investing my time with. If the person is not a right person to invest your time, then that's it. So then immediately go to the next question. You don't even. It's not a discussion. It's not an argument. You're not having it there. So if the person goes, "Oh, what this is all about?" It's about me interviewing you and finding out if you qualify, for my time. And then now, Dave, what about this? You move straight to the next question. You have to be in control of this call. And this is how you handle someone who is difficult on the conversation. You're basically redirecting. So you're saying, look, this is an interview. This is me trying to find out if you're really the right person for me. And you redirect back to the next question. There's no discussion there. If they are unresponsive to that, and some people will be just plainly rude, then you end the call. If someone is interrupting you or talking over you all the time, just say, look, Tom, stop. Are you serious about creating a full-time income, by working from home? Yes or no? If they are not cooperative, then you can go just, Tom, tell you what, you are not someone I'm looking for, and I'm going to have to let you go. So thank you for your time, and have a great day. So some people will confuse this with rudeness. Some people will confuse posture with rudeness, but it is not. It's just being firm about what you do. It's being firm about your recruiting process. Exactly the same way when you go for an interview in a job, they're not going to allow you to tell them what your job will be like, etc. They will tell you what's the job, where you will have to be, what sort of person you have to be before you can even join the job. So exactly the same way here. If someone is obnoxious to you, just let them go. And that's it. Remember that you will need to work with that person. So if you're thinking to yourself, oh, but I can fix this, I know that they're a bit rude to me, but I can fix this, I can make them a better person. No. Because if they're rude to you the first time you're talking to them, imagine how will they be working to them on a daily basis, day in, day out. So, people who go, oh, what's this about, etc. You see that, it's not a right person. So the answer would be, Dave, what this is about is that you've just been disqualified, bye for now. And that's it. Because if they're being rude to you now, how will they be later? And it will take time to build exposure. I know some of the stuff you're hearing right now, you're thinking, I can't believe, you can actually say this to people over the phone, but you can. And, you must understand that it will take a little bit of time to build that posture. But once you have that, people will start respecting for you. They will respect you for that, that you have that sort of posture, and that you have that sort of attitude. They'll see that, you're not desperate for them. They'll see that you are actually in control here, and you are looking for people that you are looking for. It's not that they can choose whether they want to work with you or not, etc. So you have to be in control of this conversation, and if they are asking questions, you will lose them. If out of 20 minutes of conversation, for the 15 they are asking questions, then they are interviewing you, and you will lose them. So one of the biggest things in prospecting is belief, and you have to have a great deal of it in order to attract people to your business. And you can be completely new, but if it's a great opportunity like you have here, and you believe 100% on it, you will attract serious people. And how to get the belief? Well, build it by keeping in mind that this is not about you or how much success you had in the business or what products have done for you. It is about what others have got from this business, what others experience with this business. So one of the biggest things that builds belief is getting to the company events and getting to the training events like this one today. It's called experiential belief because you're experiencing it. Especially like the national conference that is coming up in October. It's something you cannot miss because it builds your experience. So, and also try and take the road less traveled. No hype. A lot of people are worried when they are buying leads or when they're getting leads from somewhere, etc. They are worried that those leads go to a number of different, companies. And they're thinking, oh, but 5 different companies already called this prospect and offered them their business, how can I do that? So good, it's fine, take the road less traveled. Show them that you are different than anybody else, So questions like, how much money will I make? I know it's tempting sometimes, especially when you're new, to inflate, a little bit, and to say, oh, you're going to make millions, and it's going to be so easy, etc. Don't. Go, I don't know how much you will be making. You might not make anything at all. It's a business and it's an opportunity. It's not a guarantee. It is what you make of it. And one thing you need to learn is listening. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. You ask questions, shut up, and listen to what they have to say by answering those questions. Make sure you have the right person for your business, and on that phone. I heard you say this, Mike, but what I didn't hear is this. Tell me more. I heard your words, but I didn't hear the passion I usually hear when people say those words. Except, so some people, I call them, Miss America answers. When people, answering interview questions, they'll say the things they think you want to hear. And what you need to do is dig deeper. Ask them, what sort of experience you have in that. How are you going to build this business, etc., etc. So we'll come to some questions later on. So one of the things that is used in telephone sponsoring is a thing called takeaway, and it's basically based on fear of loss. People often hesitate about joining the business, about looking at the information, about attending the event or whatever it is, and it's analysis paralysis. So what you need to do is use that takeaway. And when you take it away, when people lose their control, because sometimes people think, oh, I can do this business whenever I feel like it, and when you take it away, people start thinking about it. So one of the ways is something like that. Tom, this is what you need to do. I would like you to do something different than what you have experienced with other folks. I would actually like to I would like you to step away for a moment and investigate some more the resources that I've given you, and do some more research on what you have here with us. So when you decide to join us, you don't come with your fingers crossed. Because I want you to come excited about the fact that you are on board our team. And something like that might be very, very different, because the 5 people that called before you, they were pushing it right away. Buy the sample kit now, join the business, register now, etc. And when you actually say something like that, they understand that you're not desperate for them. That it is you offering them something, and you can do this business with or without them. And when they understand that, they will respect you for that. Or something like that. You know what, John? I can see that you're really struggling with this, so I'm not sure. You may not be a person that I'm looking for. I might have to let you go. And one person hears something like, you've just taken that away under the nose. It's same like, when you come to a jewelry shop, you're looking around and you look at, let's say it's a bracelet, you want to buy for your wife or whatever it is, and it looks really nice, but maybe the price is a little bit too high, and you're still standing there, you can't decide. And if another person comes in the store, they come to the assistant and they go, I'm looking for a nice bracelet, something unusual, and what about this one, and they point directly to the one you've been looking for. You will go like, wow, they're just trying to snatch it under my nose, and you'll go, no, hang on a second, I've already been looking at this, etc., or whatever, So when people think that, it's not going to go anywhere, they can think forever. When you take it away from them, they'll start thinking faster. And there is obviously an ultimatum. When people can't make up their mind, you can use something like that. You can say, look, Jim, you have been through the information. We've gone through all of this, and you can review their reasons why. So they already told you why they want to do this business, why they think they would be good. And you've looked at our company, our products, our compensation plan. And really, this is the point when there's nothing else to do other than make a decision. So will it be yes or no? Right now you're sitting on the fence, Jim, and you can do 2 things. You can either make a decision right now, or I'm going to make a decision for you. But if I'm making that decision, you're not going to like it, because I'm going to decide that the answer is no, and I'm going to disqualify you from this opportunity. So what's this going to be? So I know this might sound a little bit harsh, but it will actually get people off the fence. You'll either go one way or the other, but they will give you a decision there and then. So now the prospect realizes that they are not the only one making decisions here. You are making them too. You know, if they're not thinking fast enough, you will make one for them, you know. And this is part of the test, you know. They must understand that this is a part of the interview, you know. Their decision will show you how serious they are about the business and how committed they are to it. And know the direction you're going. So know the compensation plan of the company, you know. Don't build your business on minimum. So I need minimum of 5 people, you know, 5 pearl orchids in order to become a diamond. Nobody became a diamond with 5 legs, and that's official. The minimum was 6 legs, and usually it takes a lot more legs than 5 in order to become a diamond. So don't build your business on minimums. You know, not everybody you sponsor will become leader and use their full potential in this business. That's okay. You know, use the leverage. You're not going to build this business on your own. So the more people you have in this business, the better it is. So if you don't have some, you know, something like skill, money, credibility, you know, people say, oh, I'm not good at speaking to public. Sponsor somebody who is. You know, I'm not good at doing training. Sponsor somebody who will be. You know, I'm not very, you know, credible in my local community. Sponsor somebody who is credible. You know, use the leverage. You know, by using the leverage, by using other people to build your business, to, you know, by helping other people, you will help yourself. There are a few myths, like myth of the guru. You know, the leaders are the better than me, you know, and I can never achieve what they have achieved. That is loads of rubbish. You know, leaders that you see the business, diamonds, pearls, you know, etc., they all are simple people. You know, the same people as you are. They haven't got 2 heads. They haven't got 3 arms. They've got the same sample kit as you do. All you need to do is learn the skills, put the time in, and you'll get the same thing. Other one is myth of location. You know, people around me are different. You know, my relatives are you know, different from everybody else's relatives. You know, I can't sponsor locally. You know, it's a lot of time it's just you know, having this limiting belief. It's not true. You know, this is not for this person. You know, how can you decide if it is not for that person? You know, you can look at it 2 ways. You know, they can't afford this business, or they can't afford not to do this business. I always say, if the person haven't got the £9.50 that the small sample kit costs, then they really need this business. Because if they haven't got 10 quid spare, then they're really in a bad situation. So they definitely need this business. You know, so it's up to you the way you want to look at it. You know, and there is this thing called prospecting pipeline. So when you first start out, things are slower than you would like them to be. You know, but the objective is to get as many prospects as possible to be viewing your opportunity or product information. So getting as many prospects stuffed into this pipeline will help you to build your business faster. Talking to 10 or more people a day about your business is what you should be aiming at. You know, build a list of prospects, build a relationship with those prospects over time, and market to those people in this pipeline. You know, if you stuff this pipeline full, at the end will start coming out, you know, the business builders. So follow up with prospects regularly. Use a system, you know, either diary or electronic system. You know, so one biggest mistake that most people do, they call leads once and leave them for good. What you need to do is be calling them regularly, periodically, every 3 to 6 months. Call them again. You know, if they were not ready at that time, talk to them again. See if that situation changed, if their attitude changed, etc., and go back to them and follow up and follow up and follow up. Closing prospects is something that is really, really important, and you want the person to be closing themselves, not to drag them screaming and kicking. You know, provide enough information for them to make an educated decision. You're interviewing them, and as part of the interview, you also will be covering objections. So don't worry about objections, because good objections show good thinking. So if the person is giving you a good question, even though it might be a difficult question for you to answer, but it shows that they are thinking, you know, because you want people with brains in your business, you know. So sometimes objections are used to slow things down. So when people think, when they perceive that the process is getting a bit too fast, they will start throwing objections at you to slow the process down. So learn how to expect the objections, and write down the objections you're getting and research what is the best way to answer them. So if you're on a phone call and somebody asks you the question that you've never been asked before, and you basically don't answer the question, and maybe you even lose the prospect, don't worry about it too much. But go back to your sponsor and say, look, I've got this question today and I didn't even have a clue how to answer that. What would you say if they asked you this? And get that answer, write it down if your memory is poor, you know, so you can use it next time. So some of the objections, you know, how much money are you making? You know, the assumption here is that whatever you are making, they will be making the same thing, which is completely wrong. You know, someone can outperform you, or someone can do a lot worse than you. So the answer here would be, you know, John, this is not about what I do. It's about what you are going to do. So remind them this is an opportunity and not a guarantee, and go to the next question. How long have you been doing it? Again, people feel reluctant to answer that question. And if you're new, tell them. Everyone was new at some point. Even your diamond orchid was new at some point. So mention that you will be introducing them to some of your business partners who have been working the opportunity for a considerably longer time, and that they will be working alongside yourself. They will be working as part of the larger team and larger organization. I'm not sure I can afford it. One of the answers is, Tom, if you think you can't afford it, then I think you're right. But another answer would be, Tom, it doesn't cost anything to check it out if it's very early in the interview. So sometimes, the third sentence you'll hear from your prospect over the phone will be, oh, but I don't know if I can afford it, or, how much is it going to cost me? And you can say, if it's very early, you can say, look, Tom, it doesn't cost anything to hear the information I've got to show you, or to have a look at the information I've got to show you, or something like that. Well, to be honest, Tom, with what you've shared with me, I think you cannot afford not to. Refer back to their why they wanted to join the business in the first place. If it's late in the interview. So if they've already told you that, they're struggling to go on holidays, they want to let the kids to private school, they want a better life, they want a better house, they want a better car, or whatever it is, you can go back to that and say, well, you know what, I think you can't afford not to join this. If you are planning to achieve those results that you want to achieve. So if they really can't afford it, then they're probably not your prospect, and you should have disqualified them. So if they can't afford £9.50, then there might be no right prospect for you. I don't know if I had the time. Again, this is another misconception. The answer here is, you know what, Jane, this is something you can start with as little as 7 to 10 hours a week. We have 24 hours in a day, and if you're ever going to have the chance to enjoy the kind of lifestyle that you said you're committed to creating for yourself, then you know what, David, you're going to have to make up the time. You and I will work together, and I will help you to apply some time management strategies to free up some time you need. And most people start this business with as little as 7 to 10 hours a week. So let's make it happen. But let them know that it will take 7 to 10 hours a week. The mistake I used to do when I first started, I used to say, oh, don't worry about it, you can do it an hour a week, you can do it your spare time, you can do it whenever you feel like it. And that's what they did. It's just the problem that they never felt like it. So, they never get started. So you need to let them know that they will take some time. Sponsoring long distance, does it work really? Yes, absolutely. Working by phone, all you need to be going for a lot of numbers. This is what you need to be doing. You need to be calling a lot of people. Hey Dave, this is Gediminas calling. Your name came across my desk, and I understand you've been taking a look at some ways you could generate some additional income working from home. Is that still true? Confirming that they are still looking. Are they still researching business opportunities? Are they still open to a good money-making idea? If they are, carry on. Ask more questions. Ask some of these questions. Have you ever worked in a business before? That will give you an idea, if they've been working for £6 an hour for somebody else all their life, or if they've been in the business already. What do they do for a living? How do they like it? Maybe they hate their job, which is great, What type of income are they looking to generate with your business, and why? The why. Why are they, joining your business in the first place? And can you see yourself earning that sort of money? It's a really, really important question. When people, you might ask, so what do you want from this business? And they will say, well, I've seen this video and I want, 10 grand a month. And can you actually see yourself earning that sort of money? Because they have to be able to visualize that. Okay, guys, it's end of part 1. Thank you for listening. I'll have more stuff coming up on telephone.